Hello, this is Michelle Phillips again. Thank you for tuning in. So, the question I was asked was
How do you channel the books that you have written?
okay, so the first book that came through me, The Creator Speaks, that I'm holding right here in my lap and up here, came through in 2004. I'd been in India and I went through a near death experience there. I had a tumor on my left side and I knew that I had it. And I was going to India, and because in my past lives here on earth, in this lifetime, I've had a lot of health challenges. And I just said to Spirit, either heal me or take me home. And so when I'm in India, it burst, and I really thought I was going home. So I was at actually Sai Baba's ashram with a friend, and we were getting ready to take a like 10-hour bus ride into Chennai and then this little beach town. So my tumor burst about an hour before we were getting on the bus, and I knew exactly what happened. My whole system filled up with poison, and so we're on the bus, and when we're on the bus, I just saw the humor in it because I work in spirit all the time. I have no fear of dying or whatever, what we call dying, leaving. But I just felt like, oh my God, here I am in India. What are they going to do with my body? How are they going to get it back to America? But then that night, they were taking me into all these different dimensions, and what they were showing me was absolutely incredible. And I'll talk more about that later. And then when we got to where we were going, we got into a taxi, and by that time I was so sick I could hardly even function. When we get to where we're staying, my girlfriend put me in the mosquito net, and then she went somewhere. So she'd seen me go through a lot. She helped assist me through my dark night of the soul. So she thought, oh, Michelle's just going through one more of her things, which I was, but it was a big one of my things. So anyway, she left, and when she did, I felt myself shift, and I could feel that I was dying. I knew that I was. So I left my body, and I'm up with Jesus, Sai Baba, these other masters, Archangel Michael, and I looked down at my body, and my body was gray. But when I shifted up there, this was a second near death I'd gone through, but this was the most powerful. So when I got up there with the team, I saw all this shadow energy around me. And I said, what happened to the tunnel of light? They said, you've experienced that. We want you to experience what people go through that don't have that understanding, that don't really know what love is or experience love. And then my whole life went before me. And in this lifetime for me, I never looked for enlightenment. It was more love, love. As a child, I never had love. It was like, love me, someone care about me as a child. So here I am in this, leaving the body, and I'm up there, and all these experiences coming up. And I could see that when my children were born, that was love. But when I was younger, I always thought a man was supposed to give me the love. Anyway, so I'm going through all of this, and then I said, okay, I'm ready to go home. And they said, we want you to go back. And I was really angry. I said, I don't want to go back in the body. I want to go back into the light. They said, we need for you to go back, Michelle, because you have an understanding of the shadow from what you've gone through. You know how to assist people through it. And then they started negotiating with me and said, if you go back, you're going to have the love that you wanted in your life. So I guess I agreed, because the next thing I know, I'm back in my body and I'm a baby. So I'm this baby, and yet I still have some of the adult mind, and I'm thinking, oh my God, so this is what it's like to be in a womb of love. And I could feel my real parents, mother, father, like mommy and daddy, God, creator, the feminine. And I'm just wrapped in this womb of love. It was incredible. So I'm wrapped in the womb of love, and this higher aspect that came into me, I'm also in the other dimensions. And so I'm just shifting through light, all these amazing dimensions of color and sound. I just kept like floating through them. And then I went into this field, this golden field. And when I was about 12, I was babysitting for my cousin the night she was killed in an automobile accident, and she had 3 little kids. And it's been it had been something that devastated me for years. And so when I'm floating up there, I'm floating into this field, and my cousin's sitting in the middle of the field. It was so amazing, beautiful. Anyway, healing. So from that, I'm up there, and I'm also the baby that's come down into my body. So then my friend comes back, and she puts her hand in the mosquito net and says, "Oh my God, Michelle, you're so hot." She goes, "I got to get you to a hospital. I'm afraid you're going to die." I said, "I've already done that." I said, "Just bring me some aspirin, something to bring my fever down." So then I was really sick and was in India for a while. But when I came back to America, which was incredible, I had been working on a book about the dark night of the soul that I went through and how I came out of it. So I just thought, I need to complete that book so I can get on with my life. So when I sat down to do it, I just started channeling, and I'm a channel. I started automatic writing, and I didn't know what I was writing, but when I finished and I looked at it, it was from the Creator, and that's how the Creator Speaks came through. And I went, oh my God, the information was so high. So the Creator Speaks, I channeled it in 2004. It wasn't published in 2009, but at that time it was so far beyond other people's understandings. But the gift of it is, like every day I would sit down and the Creator would bring more information through me. It really shifted my frequency and vibration into, again, another level of higher consciousness within myself, or levels of higher consciousness. So it was really a journey. And the book is a DNA activator. I am dyslexic, so even working on the first book, which I felt like I was supposed to do, I thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So when I channeled this book, it was like, you must be kidding. So it's been an amazing journey, and now I've done 3 other books after that from the Creator. So this book, the Creator talks about humanity, how he began, how his heart opened. There are just so many amazing, the stargates, oversouls, light bodies, the healing of the feminine, crystal indigo children, the shadow, its emergence into light, love, reincarnation, forgiveness, earth changes, the end of karma, the return of love, Mother and Father Earth and their 2012 reunion, rethreading your DNA through 144 dimensions. Anyway, there's so much in here. The karmic wheel, twin flames. So there's so much in this book that is still mind-blowing. You know, even when I read it now, I think, my God, did I really channel that? So when I published it, I was feeling very nervous about it. Because, like I said, it was so far beyond its time. But then when people read it, like, oh my God, this is the best book I've ever read in my life. So the information in it, a lot of it is, or some of it is what people are moving into now. And then a lot of it is still like the higher picture of it, where the Creator talks about Meldok, which was a planet that's very much like the Earth. And actually the soul of Meldok is the soul of Mother Earth. So again, I'm going to talk about that in another segment. So thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you in the next segment. Thank you so much.